Hey, what's up everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and today I'm here to give you guys yet another lightsaber review. In fact, this is more of a 2-in-1 in today's video because not only am I going to be reviewing the hilts, but also reviewing the internal portions, because in the inside of the saber I have a SaberForge plug-and-play kit, more specifically the champion kit that I wanted to talk about as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the hilt first, because it's more simple to kind of go over. Is that this is the SaberForge Disciple Shoto hilt, and on their website, if you choose to get this as an empty hilt, would retail for the low cost of just 60 bucks, and the price will vary depending on what options you get, and if you choose to get any of their install options on the website. So again, you have that. Now let me go ahead and give you guys a closer look of this hilt. As you can see, it's very nice looking, very simple. Over here on the bottom, we actually have a stingray wrap added to it, and they do have various of options if you don't like the stingray. Maybe you want red, standard black, brown. Again, the prices will vary. Actually, the wrapping options are free. Over here on the emitter, you actually have windows, and the only portion of the saber that comes apart is just the pommel. So this is one solid piece through and through, built extremely tough in the end, and it just feels really good, especially if you're looking for something to swing around with ease, or if you want something for specifically sparring, dueling, whatever the case may be. This is a really nice hilt, and one that I could easily recommend 100%. Alright, so now that we had the opportunity to take a look at the actual hilt itself, let's go ahead and talk about the electronics. As I mentioned in the inside of the saber, I currently have a SaberForge plug-and-play kit, specifically their champion kit, which retails on their website for $250. What I really like about a plug-and-play kit is, for one, if you're someone that has no skills in soldering, then you don't have to worry about it, because you could simply take that kit, install it into an empty SaberForge hilt, or maybe some other hilt options, like maybe something from Ultra Sabers, for example, with some slight modification. Then you could just simply wire everything together and you are good to go. No soldering, nothing special needed about it. It's as simple as that. The other nice thing too I like about a plug-and-play kit, besides its simplicity, is the fact that let's say if you were someone that was wanting to collect a lot of SaberForge hilts. And for me, specifically when it comes to the companies between SaberForge and Ultra Saber, I like most of the hilt designs that SaberForge offers, and as much as I would like to add most of these to my collection, is, you know, it's kind of expensive if I were to constantly add electronics that they offer, or if I end up doing custom installs like with my first SaberForge saber. And so the best way to save money is to simply get a nice plug-and-play kit. Now, keep in mind that this isn't the only plug-and-play kit that I have. I did order 2 other options, and I was figured, you know what, maybe down the road, once I get everything else, I'll do a separate video showcasing different plug-and-play kits that I found, you know, between a cheap option versus, you know, one that's in the $250 range. You go from there. Because for me personally, I've been looking for a plug-and-play lightsaber kit with like maybe a NeoPixel setup, or something with CFX, but fortunately I have yet to find anything like that as of yet, but you know, fingers crossed, maybe something comes down the road. So anyways, with the plug-and-play champion kit, specifically only their champion kit, this is the one that actually requires a Windows 10 PC, specifically a 64-bit. Over here, let me go ahead and, there you go. This is not only your recharge port, but this is also where you'll plug it in directly into your PC to use the software once you download on their website. Now, the software is pretty straightforward. What they have on there is that you can pick between any of the 3 fonts that you want to edit, and if there's any chance that you wanted to add a font that you maybe have downloaded from the website, then you just need to make sure that for one, you name the files correctly, and then delete the one that's on there. You can make copies too of your cards, so if you want to use it as a backup, you have that option. But again, you simply delete, click, drag and drop, and then there you go. And then when you go to the next page, it's going to give you other options where you could change the sensitivity of the smooth swing, or whatnot. It's not really smooth swing, but in terms of the sound capture, how it goes, the spin and all that. and of course the volume of your saber. So if you wanted to mute it, you can, or if you want it maxed out, or maybe lower it quite a bit because maybe it's too loud, you have that option. And then the last thing that you can choose is a blade effects. So you could have it just a standard light up blade, or you could have it pulsating. Another thing I will mention before we turn this on too is that for the blade is that there's actually a rumble feature built in here. And basically, if you have any of the effects in place, like for example, a pulsing effect, you can feel it within the hilt, that pulsating effect. So you could feel the energy and power that's igniting from the saber. It's actually quite nice. It kind of threw me off. I was like, wait, what the heck is going on? I didn't know that was an option, but it's there, and it's interesting. Fortunately, you can't turn it off, so that's the only downside. But again, it is present in the champion. I'm not sure about the other ones. So let's go ahead and turn this on because I'm pretty sure my lightsaber has something to say to you guys.
Hello there.
So I was waiting to use that, so there we go. So on here I have 3 fonts as mentioned because it only holds 3 fonts. I have the General Kenobi. I also have Darkness and Supreme Leader, which Supreme Leader is my favorite one out of the selection so far. One important detail that I forgot to mention, that when it comes to the plug and play kit, any of the lower tiers, anything that's lower than their hero tier, it's very important that upon checkout you specifically choose your blade color. I was under the impression that I could switch the blade color by using the software. That is not the case. The blade effect, yes, but the color, no. So whatever color you choose upon checkout, that is the only color your saber is going to ignite, unless if you get the hero tier. The hero tier is the highest one. I think it's 310, 320. That's the only option that they have where you could switch between different colors. But anything lower than that, whatever LED color you get is going to be the only color your blade will be. But not to worry, because they do sell additional kits. Like for example, I have this additional switch button here that I bought separately, and since I made the mistake of not choosing my color because again I thought I could change it with the software, I'm currently stuck with what they call a deep red, but I think on camera for whatever reason it's going to appear pink, but it's red in person. So I'm not sure how this camera will, but on my phone it looks pink for whatever reason, but again on their website it is a deep red. So let's go ahead and turn this on.
Let negotiations begin.
Let me turn off this other light here. Does it look pink on camera or red? I can't tell. So as far as the sound goes, it's actually not bad for movement. And then of course you got clashing. There is a blade lock feature, but it's kind of weird because this is a 1-button setup, so I'm not used to that. But you're supposed to hold the button, I think, midway or so, and then you can enable the lock feature. It doesn't have like 2 different color changing effects. It just makes the sound, and it kind of makes a slight different display here. But you also have blaster. And when you enable the blaster, this kind of does a little flash. There you go, you guys can see a reflection here. And this one, I think it's just a slow pulse, so nothing too crazy. As you can see with the reflection, you can kind of see it pulsating a little bit. Turn this off. Now let's go ahead and enable font number 2 by holding the button down.
Darkness.
And then you hold it down to confirm your selection. And as you can see, this has a fast shimmer or pulse to it. So you can see the reflection right there. And you can feel that vibration. So every time this is pulsating like that, I can feel that vibration movement within the hilt itself. So pretty neat. Really like that. And deactivate. And okay, well, I didn't select darkness. And then, of course, we go to my third favorite that I just added called Supreme Leader.
Supreme Leader.
Let's go ahead and select.
Fulfill your destiny.
This has that throne room sound to it. Turn this off for a moment. Let me turn this light back on really quick. So like I said, really cool in terms of how it sounds. Volume is really good. Like I said, you have different settings and effects that you could change around with. The effects, there's only a total of 6 that you can mess with. So there's not too many added, unless if you get something like extra special like CFX or Profi, then you have way more effects added. Now, a couple things I want to showcase before we actually remove the guts here is, as I mentioned, this uses the standard 1-inch blade. So the blade that I actually have in here at the moment, this is the blade that I actually got from Ultra Saber with my setup. This is the Ultra Saber Ultra Edge mid-grade, I think it was, which is a 26-inch, so extremely lightweight, helps fill out the blade. I'm not sure how it looks on camera until I edit the video, but I mean, this is only using a single LED, so it's all right. It's not the best. I prefer the Tri-Cree option because it's a lot brighter and helps fill out the blade a lot better. But I mean, for this one, again, just for what it is, it's all right. Put this down here. So this one, for example, this is the one that I got last year with my first SaberForge purchase, which this is a heavy blade. So this one is definitely meant for hard-hitting, dueling. It's compatible with the Saber. Again, just anything with a 1-inch to it. Or my personal favorite, which I haven't really showcased this to you guys yet, or I might have shown it in an image. This is a blade from Kyber Lights. I actually ordered this a while back because I'm waiting for my my lightsabers from Ultra Sabers to come in. My Tri-Cree red options. Oops. This one's a little bit more of a tighter fit, if you will. But this one's really cool here. Let me show you guys this one. As you can see, there's cracks and what within the blade effects. Because when we light this one,
Hello there. Let the negotiations begin.
so as you can see, we have some really nice effects here. Go ahead and turn off that light. We're going to go ahead and go to font number 2.
Hello there. Let the negotiations begin.
That's font 1.
Let the negotiations begin.
Okay, I don't know why it's doing that.
Darkness.
There we go. And then font number 3.
Supreme Leader. Fulfill your destiny.
It just looks really cool with that effect right there. I like that. Alright. Turn that back on, turn this off. So what I want to go ahead and do now is that I am actually going to, first off, remove the blade so it's not in our way. Throw that over there. Bring this table, because now we're going to get to the fun part, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove the guts off the saber really quick. So first I'm going to go ahead and just unscrew the pommel here. Have that there. We are going to loosen up the LED so that can go freely. Alright, let's see how everything's connected. Actually, what I should have done is I should have brought this out, because there's a ribbon cable on this switch here. So it's now that's free. And we're going to go ahead and unplug that switch there. And just like that, I've removed the internal portions of the saber. It is now hollow. And to give you guys a closer look here at this kit, so let me kind of plug in some of the basics here. So here is what this kit looks like. This is your chassis right here. That has everything already pre-wired for you. And your speaker there on the bottom. Your battery on the other side. Along the cable here you have your ribbon cable for that USB connection, or unless if you get any of the other plug and play options, then instead of this it would be a standard cable setup for your recharge port. And then of course you have your switch, and then you have one more connection which leads up to your LED. Again, it's pretty much as simple as that, and I like it. So now I could take those guts, and if I had another SaberForge saber, which I do have a couple pre-ordered, then I could take these internal portions, put it in there, or on the off chance that I do happen to finally get another LED option, then simply by removing this one here, I could just take the new one, plug it in here, and then I'll have whatever new color that I get. So it's as very simple as that. Like I said, overall, I do like the SaberForge Champion kit. It's pretty nice. Like I said, the LED, it's pretty basic. Just make sure you choose the correct LED upon checkout. Unless if you get the Heroes tier, that's the only option that SaberForge has where you can change between different color options for whatever reason. But, you know, it is what it is. But until then, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. And in a future video, once I get everything, we'll be taking a look at different plug and play kits from a $50 kit to $130, and then of course revisit the SaberForge one as well. But until then, I'll catch you guys on the next lightsaber review.